All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And it's the brother Arak from GMS Dallas, and I got the brother Tashai with me. And we wanted to briefly do a land back. We're coming from camp, but, the Spirit was on us to, reiterate a couple of points that were made, all right, because prophecy is getting ready to hit close to home. We talk about, these things all the time. We go into the scriptures, we break down particular prophecies. We talk about Jacob's trouble. We talk about the sea hip. All right. But at the end of the day, we are here in Babylon the Great, as the elder Yatazak always says. We're here. We're here in Babylon the Great. All right. And the Lord put us in a situation to where we are going to have to trust, all right, and believe, in him. And in the protection, that he, said he was going to give us, Now the lesson, the title of the lesson is an excerpt from Matthew 11:6. All right, so I entitled the lesson, "Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me."
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and start right there. Did you have any opening points of precepts?
Baba Kushai, you can pull that Matthew chapter 18, verse 7.
Kind.
Going into your point, because offenses must come. These things will happen. And as we see in the day-to-day, or view off the tube of these other camps, they are causing mockery of the scriptures and making offenses against the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's that? They can't do anything against the truth before it.
Yeah.
All right. So even though in their offenses, they're just pushing the proper, they're pushing an improper narrative of Yahweh Shemel Shai for us to come and correct them.
Yep. If I made the great doctrine is a good example. The elders and apostles simply bring out the truth regarding that particular, legality. All right. And Jake runs with it and uses it to basically demonize,
and try to say that pedos, that we are something that we're not.
Yep.
And that's an offense.
Right.
All right. Because how should I say again? Loosely paraphrasing, he that hurts one of these little ones or going off of the doctrine, like Eliashua Wamba brought out a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If I may, I'm just building on what you're saying, because it's going to sound funny, but they're offending because they're offended.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? They're offended by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because that particular law that we're referencing, the great, the scripture concerning, if a woman is ravished, Jake is offended by that. Because
the only reason why Jake is offended is because they don't properly understand the scriptures,
right? And
they don't understand the spirit as well. Just like they didn't, 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
With the spirit, but now with the scriptures and the spirit, because we know the understanding and the breakdown of that.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't call out, if that predicament happens, shekels of silver shall be paid to the father.
Right.
And if she didn't call out, both of them should be put to. But if she did, one of them supposed to be put to that, which is the man. But Shalakia,
this is on point, because Jake, because if you are offended by the law, that particular law, that means that you think there's a better way, and that's a whole nother offense in itself. So matter of fact, let me just go ahead and follow that precept that you want. Nah, you good, because and you can speak on it. Is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 7. Actually, let me start up. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 6. It says, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea." And that's a very graphic illustration.
That's very descriptive.
Yep.
All right. And it's talking about the literal sea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you offended one of the ones that seek out Yahweh by Shemel Shai and that understand the proper doctrine. There's a proper doctrine, and then that's what you believe. Okay, when we're not going off of just
vain opinion,
shooting from the hip,
right? Hearsay and conjecture.
We're going off thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right. Okay, and if you can't discern the prophecies, then this isn't for you.
Yep, and that goes back to the title of the lesson. If you haven't been really meditating in what the Lord is about to do, you're gonna be offended
because holy hell is about to break loose, literally. Whenever, like, and this is just speaking in of world news right now. Mm-hmm. Whenever all this shit pops off, there's not going to be any position of that's going to be held to the law over here, or like
there's going to be what
like it's not going to be any. It's going to be lawlessness.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's going to be lawlessness, what standard are you going to hold shit to? All right, and people don't have the proper understanding of the law of the Bible, because that was the standard that was set up in this Western society before they even had their laws up. Okay, because what did Franklin D. Roosevelt say, that if you have a good education of the scriptures, then you have a good education of law? Loosely paraphrasing, I believe that's one of the signs that's at camp.
Yeah,
I should have took a picture of it, but
yeah,
because
you're right. When like as we know, according to prophecy, the fatness of the earth was given unto Esau. So when Esau came over here, through the papal bulls, the age of expiration, what they call in history, it was basically his bootleg version of the kingdom. What we're living in right now is just Esau's bootleg version of the kingdom. So you're right. When he went to establish America, it was based around that concept. And what he did was he completely inverted it.
Yeah.
He completely flipped everything upside down.
So it could seem like he's the righteous in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But going back to the offenses, because taking that knowledge, even Esau had a proper understanding back then, of scripture, than what Jake even has now, because they're bastardizing they are bastardizing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to fit their own narrative.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back to this Matthew 18, just so we don't get too
off top.
Yeah, this is Matthew 18:7. It says, "Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh." All right, and because Jake has been over here in America so long, right? We were born into this decrepit ass kingdom. Jake has a very distorted and perverted outlook on the way that things are supposed to be. So when it comes to seeking the old paths, right? When it comes to the actual understanding of the scriptures and what's going to be, acceptable in the kingdom, feminized, westernized Israelites are offended at that. And we're getting ready to see them, turn on us. Jake it's gonna be these niggas in these other Israelite camps, these wicked, false prophet ass niggas. They're gonna be the very ones, all right, lining us up, telling
us out,
telling brothers whereabouts, calling a kite. It's gonna be Jake.
Yeah, and some of that has already started. Yep. But it's gonna be increased on such a level that y'all are gonna say it and look at the scriptures and be like, well, damn, that was true.
And it stems back to the title of the lesson. Jake is gonna be doing that because ultimately they're offended. Jake can tell, who the spirit is rocking with, and that's why everybody watches the Elders and Apostles, man. They might have their own opinion on this breakdown or this scripture. They may have their motives and hidden agendas, but at the end of the day, man, the spirit is obviously dealing with the Elders and Apostles of Great Millstone on down, man. And that's that Jake is offended by that, which is a large reason while we see the things that we see. You got a precept or anything?
They don't want it to be done. Mm-hmm. They want everything that the elders and apostles have said, and which has come out of the scriptures, to be a lie. Okay, but someone had to say it, and again, someone had to enact it. So it could be so, and it all came through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai, which was that rock of offense that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Matter of fact,
that they're banging up against.
Yeah,
like that brazen wall. So you got it.
This is Isaiah 8:14. And you could make a point on it. It says, "And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense, both to the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem."
So he should be a sanctuary. He's going to be a sanctuary unto the elect, but to the 2/3, he's going to be that rock of offense. Mm-hmm. And what that a gin?
I'll read it again.
Slocky, you got it.
Yep. It says, "But for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem."
Because a gin is a trap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And a stone of stumbling is like whenever you nicked your foot on the rock, and you almost fell. I think it talks about that in that Psalm chapter 91.
Yeah, or like because the Olympics is right now.
Yeah,
like a hurdle.
Yeah,
it's a hurdle.
But it's a hurdle that they can't jump over.
You got to get over that shit, and the elect are gonna get over it
because
there are particular things, and I'll say this, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you got it.
There are particular things. There are a lot of things that you got to just rock out through faith. We're in the flesh, man. We're in the flesh. That's why the scriptures say, "My ways are higher than your ways.
My thoughts are higher than your thoughts."
Like just because we are the hopeful elect, like I say that specifically.
Yeah,
that don't mean that we absolutely understand and got it. Like, but we have faith though.
I mean, and that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have faith enough to get over the little thing.
Boom. That's a whole other lesson.
That's a whole other lesson.
Yep.
All right, because I'm not perfect.
Right.
Yahweh Shemi Shai is perfect, so I am hoping upon him for deliverance. How can I, surmise anything outside of this?
Boom. That's it.
But you got it.
That was it, bro. That was the last precept I wanted to pull. Do you have anything else?
I mean, go to that Sirach chapter 2, verse 4, I believe.
This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
And that's offenses.
Boom. Yep.
Whenever an offense comes, you don't, just bag the fuck out, man. You see it for what it is. Okay, and I have to do this too. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I'm separate, that I have the blueprint, to get over it. No, I have to call upon him that has already done it, and that was Yahweh Shai. All right, he did it for the elect to make it through it in these times. Okay, these other camps, they pushing bullshit right now, and they're going against everything that has been brought out recently to say that it's new. It's not new. It's the same script. It's being spoken. You can't refute it. You have to go through it.
Yep.
But
that's it. I think the point was made on that. We just wanted to, touch on that again, because again, we are rapidly approaching a time where we are going to be in the thick of major persecution, major, animosity from these people, major, tribulation, and as the brother just pulled in this Sirach, we going to have to take it cheerfully.
And with that is going to come a lot of growth. And if you can't accept Yahweh Shemi Shai in that way, that he was going to deliver you out of the shame and the bullshit of it, you know, and bring you into the light of health, as it says in Sirach chapter 17, verse 25. All right, he's gonna bring you into the light of health, but you gotta go through the bullshit to get there. All right, and it's tedious, but hey, we ain't got nothing but time. I'm done. So
well, Lord's willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakak Badash. Shalom to the next.